Alright, today's like April 17th, 2012. I just woke up and I had a pretty crazy dream. And here it goes. Me, Mariana, and Daniel, we were sitting in the woods right out back of my house. And we looked way off deeper into the woods and we saw that there was like some puppies. Black and white dogs, or we could see him running around way down the path a bit. And I was thinking, well, hey, maybe they're like some wild puppies that were, lost born in the woods or something like that. So I said, I'm gonna go down there and we'll try to catch one of them. We can bring it back for a pet. And I told Mariana and Daniel, I said, you guys count to 50. And then you come up, but let me go first. So I went to go leave, and they were supposed to stay back and count to 50. Well, they didn't. So I'm running in the woods alongside of the path, because I didn't want to run up the path because they would see me. So then Mariana and Daniel started running up the path like 10 seconds later. And I kind of looked back at them and gave them a dirty look, but by then the puppies had seen them coming and started heading off into the woods. So I said, well, let's just go. So we ran off into the woods, and we're chasing them into the woods. And they're going up the path, and we're going deeper and deeper into the woods to follow them. And then we get out there, and we saw a boy, and the puppies were running with a boy who was maybe 10 years old, like brown hair. And so we started chasing him in, and the woods came right to the edge, and then there was a really close clearing, and there was like a one-story like building, almost like a factory or a school or something, but it was only one story, and it was on the other side of a big tall chain link fence. Well, anyway, I don't know. We didn't see what happened to the puppies, because the puppies ended up going off into the building or whatever. But we followed the kid in, and he went in through a hole in the fence, or the gate in the fence was opened a little bit, and slid in and ran inside the building. So I was worried that the kid was going to think that we were chasing him, and so I wanted to go in and tell whoever he was going to go talk to that, oh, we just saw the puppies, and we don't want to freak your kid out. We weren't, trying to, kidnap him or anything like that. So I told Mariana and Daniel, you stay outside this fence, I'm going to go in and see what's up with the kid. So I go inside and follow the kid in the same door that he went into, and it was kind of all like gray paint, almost like inside of like a submarine or a battleship or something. And it was, but there was staircases you could go down, and there's just hallways and hallways and doors, like a huge maze. So I'm walking around looking for the kid, and I went downstairs and went around a corner and through a door and this and that, and I'm going all around here and there trying to find out where the kid was, because I'd see him out of the corner of my eye, or I'd hear him, and I'd try to go catch up to him. And then I ended up getting a little bit lost, and so then I saw the kid, and then I would try to get the kid, and he would disappear. Like, he'd go around the corner, and then he wouldn't be there when I'd get there, and then he'd be like, be closing the door behind me down the other end of the hallway. And so then I was like, I just better get out of here. So then I started leaving, and every time I'd try to leave, the kid would be following me. Now he's following me, and I was like, I just gotta get out of here. This is really creepy. And then I ended up coming into a big clearing inside the complex somewhere, where it was like almost like a big, huge opening, almost like a gymnasium, or like when you walk into a warehouse. It was just this really big clearing, and there must have been, 40, 50 guys working, all dressed in, just like regular, almost like hangar, like a military hangar type jumpsuit uniform, a mechanic jumpsuit. And when I walked into the door, like half a dozen of them or so, a dozen of them or so, all turned and looked at me, and they all looked exactly the same. And all of them, I think, I don't know, but just started flooding my head. You better get out of here. You shouldn't be here. What are you doing here? You don't belong here. This and that, and looking at me, and I could nobody said a word, but I could hear them all talking to me, like there would be like 10 different people talking to me, but none of them was saying anything, and my ears weren't working. It was just going through my head. And so they were just telling me I just need to go. I need to get out of here. No business being here. Don't ever just go. So I was like, oh, geez, I better get the hell out of here. So then I turn around out of there, and I found my way out actually pretty easily. I went like through 3 doors in a hallway or whatever it was, and I got outside. And as I was trying to get to like the last door to get outside, 2 of my friends, Jesse and Dan, they had already come in and were looking for me. I'm assuming that Mariana and Daniel must have met up with them and told them I was inside. I don't know how the hell they knew I was in there. I don't even know how they found the place. But that's my guess anyway. But so they're inside now with me. And Dan was telling me, we need to get the heck out of here. I'm getting some bad vibes about this. We need to just go. And by then they started following us now, and they wanted to communicate with us. And when that's right too, before I had left the main warehouse area, one of the people, or whatever they were, clones or psychic hybrids, or was explaining to me about levitation. Whereas if you wanted to try to levitate something, you don't try to just pick it up out of the sky. You actually think about it like a table, was the example he used. If you want to pick up a 4-corner table, you need 4 hands on each corner to lift it. You just think about where you want to condense your energy to lift the table would be just on those 4 small areas where you'd have your hands to be able to lift it. And so you don't really need enough power. You just need to lift the whole thing. You just need the leverage on the proper points to balance it up. That was one thing. I don't know why the heck they would try to tell me that, but I think there's some stuff I forgot already, and I just got up like minutes ago. Anyway, after back to where I was with Dan and Jesse, they told Dan was getting bad vibes. Jesse was I just had to get out of there. It was getting crazy. So we decided to leave. We found our way out of there, and as we came out of the building, we didn't come out the same door that we went in, so we couldn't find the spot in the fence to get out. So we're kind of circling the perimeter to find our way back out through the fence that we could get back out. And at the same time, Dan was saying, I can feel them. They're trying to read our thoughts. Try not to think anything too dramatic or too important, because they didn't want us to tell anybody that we found this place, because like any GPS imagings that I'd ever seen of out back in my forest or anything, it's all just woods for as far as you get to the airport. And that building that we found was not on the GPS. So this is supposed to be like some either top secret against the government or with the government, or I don't know what these dudes were doing out there or who built this thing or whatever, but something's going down, and we weren't supposed to find it. Nobody was supposed to find it. We weren't supposed to know about it, and we still don't even really know what the heck's going on, but we're a threat at this point. So I'm thinking that they're probably going to try to like hunt us down and kidnap us in our sleep, or come and get my family, follow us back to where we're from exactly, so they're not, kidnapping everybody in the neighborhood. Wait till they find out where we're from, and I don't even know. But they could read our minds the whole way out, and you could feel it. And as soon as we come out to right where we were going to, the part in the fence where I came in, this like spirit like image. It was almost like a fluorescent green with like black shadowing in the middle of it, was right in front of where we were supposed to go through in the fence. And it was there for probably 3, 4, 5 seconds, and then it slowly just dissipated, and it kind of just like was wicked spooky. We all all 3 of us just looked at each other like, did you see that, dude? Oh, holy shit, we better get the fuck out of here. And Dan was like, dude, this is a bad scene, we need to just go. And so we got through the fence, and we started bumping it back towards through the forest, and you could feel like their minds were like tracking us. They were like following us mentally to find out where we were going as we were trying to leave. And Dan